tenía en mi mente que eran 250 apenas y me parecía caro.
Eagle here to have any sort of a chance of crawling himself back into things. If I was their caddies, especially Jimmy Johnson, I would expect him to say, remember how explosive you are. So, 220.
Oh, no!
This is left.
No!
That's history if you want to get up and down. I don't know how he can get that up and down from there, Woody. If he does, he'll be my bunker hero.
This for par, Roger, at 5. Yeah, this is one where you just have to make a good stroke. That's all there is to it. Side, you'll break to the right.
And there is your 2-shot swing. Birdie for Rom. Bogey for Campbell. All of a sudden, separates the top 10.
Just a moment ago at 13. Patrick Reed for birdie did not play the first 2 playoff events. Spent 6 days in the hospital getting over in very serious condition. He was not earlier this week as he was battling for his life, and now he's battling for a spot on the Ryder Cup team. He's 2 under, not a single bogey on his card.
Pero el resto de tuberías puede ser digamos.
It's only 505 yards, but everything is predicated on the tee shot. You put it in the fairway.
Pues vea, más hay dos que me voy
For tee shot, you're going to struggle to make
a segundo.
really pretty flat right there where the ball sits, or where the hole sits. But that left bunker defends this hole right with knocking it out, and how you get up and down from there today.
So we're going to see how Taylor reacts to this serve by the way, at 67 under par on this hole this week. Eagles already today. The last 2 best champions for
There's quite a few guys. Thank you. Up in wind here at the moment. That might give Ron the opportunity to hammer one up here in the air with his left to right cut and take care of the right fairway bunkers and try and land it in what would be a wider part of the fairway.
It's 307, maybe 308 to carry that bunker, the last bunker on the right. You see the toilet there, there wants to be a hair left of him. The fairway has a weird angle to it as well, right in the landing area.
This is right. This will find the rough.
No más que donde te puedan crecer, que eso para toda la vida también.
Disappeared.
Está obvio, no genera contaminación.
Rough tends to be thicker in those shady areas like that.
Campbell's been money on the par 5s this week. He's birdied each of them he's played so far this week. Again, only 2 on this East Lake golf course, number 6 here and number 18, but he's birdied them all each time.
I feel like this tee shot, if you get in the fairway, you can capitalize on the round fairway.
El pre-feature game.
On the short grass here.
Go back to doing what he was doing. Make good swings, but this is going right too.
He's got a little bit of.
Esta es la que la flauta. ¿No? Sí. Ah, está claro. O sea, la tubería que es en posición horizontal.
Twice as effective as minoxidil. How do you identify hair growth products that do not work? There's the...
Sí. Ajá. Pero de todas formas, el donde dice que todo eso en acero, pues todo eso en acero va a salir muy caro. En cambio, ustedes...
How about a faster route with easier withdrawals and complete security? Sounds like you don't want to just bet. You want to live your bet life. Welcome to Principal.
You thought BMW was the ultimate driving machine, but it's also the ultimate family machine. The ultimate innovation and electric driving machine. Because it is, and always will be, the ultimate can't be contained to just one thing, machine.
I just want to make sure you're saying on my first bet, the Caesar Sportsbook app will cover any loss up to $5,000?
Yeah, Coleman. That's part of the $5,000!
$5,000? You're sure about that? Because that's not Carl.
You pay attention. The deal is good for all new customers except Carl. Everybody give it up for the Caesar Sportsbook app. Everybody except Carl.
Get 14 for winner on the NBC Washington app. We're working for you.
Wi-Fi speeds faster than you can say Wi-Fi, and fast internet that's always on par. Now that's all in one. Can your internet do that? I don't think so, unless you're Xfinity. Over at the 6 just earlier. Before you go, a little chip here, seeing Justin Thomas do this more than a few times in his career.
Oh boy, and one thing on his mind, one thing only. Almost chipped it in, but an easy birdie for Justin Thomas.
Bounces back a bit after the bogeys at 3 and 4, and now Kevin Na is next.
Pretty darn good bunker shots from there. I didn't think he could stop it that quickly, but he had a beautiful soft one, a little check on it even. So this left for birdie, just a little bit right to left and up the hill.
Or these guys desperately trying to stay in the conversation.
JT, just that one birdie, it's a little bit of a two-shot swing there, even though it's a delayed hole. Just 5 back. Woody said it right. He is explosive, and if I was Jimmy Johnson, I'd have said the same thing.
Little tap in there, not at the 6th, remain 6 back. And Xander Schauffele at the 9th.
This is just a straight-up hard hole here. 238 yards today. The bunker on the right is not very good. And it's a 2-tier green. He's going to have a mighty tough putt uphill and across the slope. And break a little bit to his right.
Back over at the 6th. This is where Rahm and Cantlay have ended up, and no one else, as you look at all the drives the entire week, no one has been over where Rahm and Cantlay are in that vicinity.
Well, the wind picked up a little bit. It's helped him hit it farther on that line.
Roger, what about this?
Not the worst lives. You can see the upper part of the ball. So it'll be a bit of a knuckler, 189 up this hill. Do not miss left.
No, that's the key.
There's that tongue whacking.
This is going to come up short. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Good lead.
He can clip that off that tight grass, one hop and stop. Maybe you can chip that thing in. You never know. Cantlay's a wizard around the greens. He leads the tour in strokes gained scrambling. You can just barely see the top of that ball.
Okay, Bones, Rob's turn.
Yeah, just 169, and I think he'd love to have his ball finish right next to Cantley's. That's a great lead to this front flag. It's all about where this ball ends. Should it not be on putting surface? Got to create an angle. Came out very thick and left.
Boy,
Needs to sit down.
Just made a huge move at that.
he tried to screw the face open. You could tell it jumped out straight left because of his finish there. He never let the toe pass the heel. Let's take a look at this swing again. That rough is thick, you know, and it'll undo you. And there's big guesswork here, but if you watch Rob on his follow through, watch him just wrap that club open right there, trying to save it from going left.
This Bermuda is tough stuff.
It's like playing out of a big, thick Brillo pad, just wiry.
It didn't quite come out the way that he would have liked after the big rip.
I think he got away with it, though. I think he's got room. I don't believe he has to deal with that bunker.
Let's send you back over to Mike.
All right, Dan, we're talking about winning the FedEx Cup this year, and it's the 15th year of the FedEx Cup. I thought we'd turn it back to 2007 at Kapalua, the Century Tournament champions. That's KJ Choi, and that's the very first tee shot of the FedEx Cup era. 650 events total. A few points have been handed out. A few strokes have been hit. By the way, this is up to the minute. Oh, we've hit a round number, 873,400 to go with the 17 million prior strokes hit. And it was interesting. We were talking about this just earlier. For a long time, it was the money list on the PGA Tour that decided things. And it took a while for the points list to be figured out and all of that. And then once you took that, plus the way the system now works, with the staggered scoring start for the players in the last 3 years, it has brought this event to much more of a crescendo and a clear finish. And while some players questioned the format at times, players were part of putting this together, and now it seems to work and fit. Sure, you can be critical of anything, but to have it decided on the golf course, as we're seeing today, makes much more sense when you're trying to figure out a big championship and this kind of money. 17, and Justin Thomas, the winner 4 years ago, dropped back those couple of shots, still trying to fight back, even par for his first 6, not the start he wanted, and he's going to lose it there to the right, and just get away from the trouble by that tree at 7. Meantime, we saw where Rob's second ended up, owns his third par 5.
Yeah, he's played a lot of golf with Phil Mickelson. Let's see what he's learned about the Flopper Deluxe.
Pretty good.
Yeah, got quite a bit of spin on that for a shot that short.
Jump all the way forward to the 13th, and Scotty Scheffler playing his second from buck 19. His 13th, the best birdie opportunity of the par 4s all week. Oh, Scheffler throws it right in there. Again, every shot hit here slides you up the list, and when you look at the list, there's significant money for the players as they try to finish here. Almost falling after the fairway for a 2. He makes that birdie, it'll be 1 under for the day, 5 under for the championship as we go back to Dan and the last group at 6.
Thank you, Mike. And there's Kelly licking those lips again. Michael Jordan might have only done it better.
He might be licking his chops too here, Raj.
Yeah, this is a little bit upslope. This is the kind you try to hold. I look for this to get pretty close.
Sounded like good contact.
One thing I've been impressed with being around this young man, no situation is too big for him. Growing up being the son of Coach Prime, growing up being a 4 or 5-star recruit, none of it gets to him. He knows he has a lot on his shoulders, and he thinks he can deliver.
They are incredibly excited about his poise, his confidence, his command of the offense. And with the man in motion, that's Pickett. Pickett, the transfer from Liberty in the backfield.
Look out.
It gets through the hands of Sanders. And look, this is something that we will have to keep our eye on. We saw the Rangers coming down in droves to start this game.
You know what? I started having a flashback. My very first college start, we were playing in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a California kid. Monsoon like this came through, and I never recovered the rest of the game. Not the way he wanted to do it. He's got to get this out of his head early and not worry about the elements. They got to
running game right now because it's coming down pretty heavy. Football.
Backed up to their own 4-yard line. Pickett in the end zone, man in motion. That's Keith Corbin. A lot of new faces on this team. Here's Pickett running through the tackles inside, and he's brought down after a couple of yards. Marquise Bell was in on the stop.
Marquise Bell's a guy who call his name a lot. All-American safety candidate, NFL prospect, 6'3", 20-pound free safety out of New Jersey.
3rd and 16, long way to go with the ball on the 6-yard line of the Tigers. Look over to the sideline for Sanders. 16 faces for this team. You see what they were able to do on 3rd down conversions at 2021 spring season. Back in the pocket. Sets the pass on the outside and through the hands of his intended target, Trevontae Rucker, one of those new faces we talked about coming into this program. So a 3-and-out for the Tigers on their first possession.
Yeah, nice back shoulder throw from Sanders. Look at the placement of this football. Taking a chance, throws on the back shoulder. You have to come up with that catch, Rucker, to help out the quarterback, help out your team. That would have been a first down completion.
Then Music, zone, back to put it away. Jamari Sharif. The transfers coming into Florida A&M, back to receive it, shanked. And so Florida A&M will get great field position to start their first offensive drive. As Bailey Rayburn was the punter after that 20-yard punt. Rashawn McKay will get a chance to spread the ball around to something known as the Rat Boys 2.0. Get to know the names: Xavier Smith, David Manigo, and Chad Hunter. Arguably the best wide receiver corps, not only in the SWAC, but the tops in SDS.
They can do playmakers in the playoff. The name of the original Rat Boys, Dr. Dudley, Taylor Lane, all those guys, these guys here, as a unit, could be the most exciting FCS football.
RAC stands for run after catch, and the first play of scrimmage for the Rattlers, and the run up ahead by Bishop Bonnet brought down by Cameron Silver.
Silver filling the hole. Active now, got to see him in the spring as a true freshman playing spring football. Now he's had a little bit more experience behind him. Watch him come downhill. This is how you finish off a run. Textbook.
Rashawn McKay, who was born and raised in Miami, moved to Tallahassee after his sophomore season, finished it up in Big Bend, and up ahead is Bonnet. Bonnet again, some tough yards running up front. But that was one thing that Willie Simmons talked about wanting to do, is running the ball more effectively, using them for an aerial attack. And obviously, with the quarterback as their head coach, they certainly love to air it out with Ryan Staley. A little more conservative play calling, especially with the weather coming down like it is, and a new quarterback.
I think that's the maturation of Willie Simmons as the head coach. We've seen him grow up from just being an offensive guru to a game manager. He's had tremendous success at Fort A&M. Once the defense is stepping up a little bit this year, but also realize you have to have a running game to win the championship.
On 3rd and 5, they hand it off, and Bonnet finds a crease, and he's able to pick up the first down, getting close to that 10-yard line, brought down by C.J. Holmes.
Bonnet showing the elements are not a problem. Watch him change direction and swerve through the offensive line, even though slippery conditions, able to get to the outside, pick up the first down yardage.
So Rattlers moving the ball. Bonnet gets a break, 5th-year senior out of Jacksonville, the lead rusher from 2019. Now Terrell Jennings will get a chance to have a couple of footballs and then we're going to funnel in. Jennings is brought down quickly in the backfield. He's met. I tell you, the defense much improved. Antoine Owens, one of those transfers from a Power 5 school, he comes over from Georgia Tech.
They wanted him to step up and play big. Watch him shoot off the edge. Quick first step. He rotates between nose tackle and defensive end. Leave him unblocked. He meets you at the mesh point. The tackle for a loss.
Brown transfer brings a wealth of experience, and Owens can anchor that slide. That's what they're hoping he can do, said his defensive coordinator, Thurman. That loss of 4 puts the Raptors back on the outside. Gotta get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, but snuffed out perfectly by the Tigers defense.
What a fantastic play defensively, defending the edge. John Huggins, they were excited about the transfer coming into the program. They had that jet sweep. Watch the left. You'll see him come on the left side of the screen. He's shifting off a wide receiver, able to keep the running back from his inside shoulder to make the tackle. Big time play, John Huggins.
Huggins transferred over from Florida. There's that physicality that you talked about there. 3rd and 15 now for the Rattlers. Okay, surveying the field. Miles Caddy had absolutely no one blocking him. That ball said, they have not whistled it, so they're going to pick up it all the way down the sideline. C.J. Holmes.
That was bad.
Touchdown, we'll see. Touchdown on the field, they'll have to go back to the field. That was just the second pass from the game.
Pretty sure that was the pass there. The officials, they're kind of talk, if there's any doubt, let the play go on. Good job by the defense in picking up the football and running with it. But they'll review this. We'll see. I was pretty clear that this was a pass that was deflected by Gaddy.
Gaddy coming off the edge of the extra pass rusher. That was certainly a pass that Monty Crane tipped it up.
I mean, it was nowhere close. Nobody even made contact with him.
Flag in the end zone as well as the officials confirm.
Now I want to see the flag in the end zone, if it's for any type of celebration, stuff like that.
After the play of sportsmanlike conduct against Jackson State, bench. The previous play was on the field.
What I want to see, if it's because of the celebration, they said at Jackson State bench, they got the penalty for the touchdown. Okay, but if you blow the whistle, that should have been a whistle. That was a clear, incomplete pass. If you blow the whistle, there's no penalty. So don't enforce this penalty if it's an incomplete pass. And that's to get you how it plays out, because I would hope that they wouldn't say, okay, complete pass brings up 4th down, but you give them a 15-yard penalty now it's a 1st down. That would be unfortunate for Jackson State.
Let's take another look at it here. Jay mentioned.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Blow the whistle. I mean, now it becomes a safety issue. I'm going to kind of call them out. You have a play that's kind of this obvious. You look the other way, okay, but blow the whistle. I'm sorry, it's right there. Somebody has to blow that whistle. Unfortunately, nobody really got hurt. Interception, change possession, still out, wipe out blocks.
Well, this break, Jay, it's also a good time to mention Florida A&M, who hasn't played in 653 days. Their last game back on November 23rd of 2019. Questions of rust, how they would be able to gel and coming out onto the field. They've been practicing each other. They've been ready to get on the field, and Willie Simmons felt really confident about this bunch coming out of fall camp. Did you see anything for early indications of rust?
No, they look eager, ready to play the elements. Right now, first series of the game, and it's Florida. Hopefully the weather will clear up. But, for them, they got the ball. They picked up a 1st down. They'll probably have a field goal attempt right now, so they're actually taking an early lead, which would be good. Let's see, and that's the part I don't like. I absolutely don't like that. If they would blow the whistle, it would have been 4th down. But because they did not blow the whistle, now Florida A&M is getting a 1st and goal. Because they did not blow the whistle. Come on. That's not fair to any of these programs. I'm with you. Come on.
Estoy buscando un partido que estoy metiendo ahí en un canal que tengo en YouTube.
That's bad. The rules say, but
Estoy buscando un partido,
so obvious.
Un partido que van a transmitir ahora.
¿De cuál?
You could see his
Uno de
frustration on the
Alemania,
sideline. Coach Prime not appreciating, I'm sure Tigers fans both in the stands and at home don't like it as well. So that sets up 1st and goal for Florida A&M.
Yo lo veo, estoy volteando para mí, para abajo con esto. Dale.
Okay, with time on it.
Gus Poyet side.
Good ball by Felipe Melo to Marcus Rocha. Marcus Rocha cutting inside. Rocha inside. Tried to connect with Gustavo Scarpa. Pass just too far in front of him, and now Wesley.
Here's Allman hitting the three. He also had the steal on the fast break dunk. That was the steal, and this was the dunk. Last week he had 11 points, and in the previous.
Y esto me da, digamos, tranquilidad que Hispania no solo depende de los atacantes, que también los centrales, en caso, cuando haya un balón parado, pueden...
No, allí lo están presentando. De pronto no lo está pasando.
Posición adelantada, entonces de Ferran Torres. Soler que levanta. Sale el arquero. Pégala para cualquier lado, Gloria.
Entonces, ¿para qué lo están pasando?
Balón con Unai Simón, que ha sido un aficionado más. Arquero de Bilbao, jugando su partido número 15. Mira la posesión del balón, no nos sorprende. Por eso yo decía en el arranque del partido, Risto, que dejando atrás la mala imagen de Suecia, de la derrota contra Suecia, hoy España tenía el rival perfecto. Sí, para hacer un entrenamiento.
Llorente que se escapa, atención con esto. Ahora sí busca el tercero. Llorente que frena, Llorente que la va a compartir con Soler. Decide hacia el centro con Rodri, de primera más a la izquierda.
No se animó a dar este centro raso por abajo porque fíjate, entraban 4 jugadores de España. Decidió devolver el balón y fíjate ahora Jorge cómo se acomoda atrás.
Gaya. Sarabia. Abel. La recuperación de Georgia a través de Davitashvili, que recibe la falta de Rodri. Con que charla con Sergio Busquets. Muy tímido el ataque de Georgia.
Muy tímido.
Davitashvili.
Sí, de verdad. Porque sabes, José, a veces cuando en estos partidos, o sea, a mí me tocó en los primeros pasos de selección cuando éramos jóvenes, por estos partidos se crece.
Se gana confianza, Risto.
O sea, ya sabemos que vamos a perder, pero también te da algo positivo en tu carrera, ¿no? De mejorar, de competir, de no bajar la guardia, pero eso no se lo intenta de empatar, ¿no? Esas son las cosas que en los últimos años han faltado.
2020 al 2021.
Todo cambió para todos. Agradece el esfuerzo de Ángel Di María.
La verdad que sí, ahí está García. ¿Te recuerdas, Risto, que te decía que la señal de Unimacito de...
Jugador de Monaga. En el trazo largo de González. Va a ser complicado para Jefferson Savarino. Y a ver si lo cae en el pelotazo.
Arabia.
Si le das a Arabia pase de Gaya, ahí puedes cantar tercero.
Atento Luis Enrique Martínez, perdón. Hoy Estados Unidos y Canadá se enfrentan en las eliminatorias mundialistas rumbo a Qatar.
Acompáñanos a partir de las 7 de la noche en el este, 6 en el centro, 4 del Pacífico. Balón y más y por TUDN, Estados Unidos, Canadá. Ambas selecciones buscando su primera victoria. Sí, ambas vienen de empatar.
¿Qué más, Sebastián?
Canadá empató en casa contra Estados Unidos. Atención con esto, el siglo pasado Estados Unidos empató en el monumental Cuscatlán.
Gran centro, por muy poco que no llegó. Fíjate, espectacular. Y aquí no siempre cada centro va a ser gol. Y Luis le sabe. De momento, Suiza está empatando contra Italia 0-0.
Bueno, ese resultado es bueno para Bulgaria.
Sí, señor. Estamos ahí, pero Suiza tiene 3.
It is gorgeous here at Monmouth Park. It's a beautiful day, and it's overcast, but the temperature is ideal. The wind has died down. Bad hair day for me. First half, it's gotten better as we've progressed, and it's just got a little rain overnight, but I don't think much. The temperature is supposed to increase tomorrow for Labor Day. It's supposed to get into the low 80s, I believe. Colin Post, race number 8. There it is. Trying to effort his name. I don't know it. My man Robert doesn't know his name here. I need to introduce myself. He does a great job here. Maybe the tallest bugler in all of racing. And he is done for the moment. And we turn over the horses that'll be on the racetrack here in just a second. Really good gambling racing. Mile on turf. You know it's a good betting race when your favorite can win and pay $7.80. And that's Miss Jen, the 4. 5 for 41 lifetime, 2 for her last 16. And she's had 3 straight starts at this level. I guess one of them doesn't really count, right? It was off the turf. But back-to-back race, the 12-5 level, I thought an okay second and an okay 4th. That doesn't make her that attractive to me, not at 5-2. If I like you, if it's a wide open race and you're 5-2 and I like you, I better love you. And she's a player like most of the field. To me, this is not the race to settle on a short price. The horse that I like is getting played, betting half, although you do have 2 big scratches in this race. So when a 5-1 comes out and a 7-2 comes out, 10-1 morning line, the price of the 10, even in the big field, probably, 8? If they redid the morning line, still action at 5, but not the action that looks like off that morning line, because the morning line really isn't a true indicator anymore with 2 big scratches in this age race. So, saying Mardi to the outside, back on turf. Last time she was on turf, she won here at Monmouth. But here's the one horse. Montalvo on Caribbean Kitten. She's an off-the-pace type. The 2 is Poopery, who I like the move she made in her last start. She's 3rd off a year layoff, too. I think she might run big. Scatnap, veteran racehorse. Wayne Potts off the claim. Potts had 3 wins here on Saturday. Miss Jen, current favorite. She's kind of a run-and-place type. I don't know. The 5 is a huge scratch. I'd be lying. Lots of third-place efforts in her career. Tanager looks to be overmatched. The 8 is scrapped. And I'd act like Artie Short. Like those races at Tampa on turf. Been competitive there. 3 for 11 with 3 seconds. The 10. Say Mardi is my top selection, now getting 6-1 Mejia. She can be tactical too, and I think there's a lot of zip in this race. Lucy's Town lost to VIP Nation, who won that race August 21st, had a perfect trip. Lucy's Town once again drawn to the outside. Who the 10-hole and 11-horse field in their last start, now gets to the outside. Does get to move in a little bit with those scratches. Doug Nunn, the conditioner of Lucy's Town, second off the claim. Doug Nunn is 25% on this meeting. So the trainer very warm. Wilmer Garcia aboard. For those of you that have, maybe you downloaded the day of races for today a couple days ago, you see 0 wins for Wilmer Garcia. He won yesterday and paid over $100, and he did it on turf. So for me, second leg of this pick 5, many of us advanced, obviously, with Inc. winning the 7th race. The outside 3 for me, and the horse that I think has a big chance at a price is the 2, Poopery. 9, 10, and 11, 6, 6, and 8. Like the prices on those runners and try to beat this runner, Miss Jen, who was 4th in that VIP Nation race. That's the race that Lucy's Town was, the 11 was 2nd in. Now, I don't know what I'm missing. Lucy's Town was better in that same race. Not only did she finish in front of her, I know she might have a little bit more to do early on in the race. We know what Ferrer does, but Miss Jen is slow. There's only so much a jockey can do. And I think she might have too much to do. I mean, you look at the major players in this race, the 2 favorites, the 1 and the 4, both slow early. So we are 3 minutes away from race number 8, second leg of the pick 5, start of the late pick 4. At Monmouth right now, let's go to Kentucky Downs and check in with Kate.
Toughest race of the day, Matt, in my opinion. I don't know what you do. If you're betting the pick 4, and why wouldn't you? Because this could be the opportunity to really get a big price home. Flapjack leading off the post grade in this non-winners at 2 allowance optional 62.5 claimer. 3rd start off the last, kind of a stalking style, smart remark. The 2 I think you have to give a look to, as he is in for the optional tag, and he is coming out of a tough race and I thought a tough trip. American Union went by the 3, adding blinkers. Searing Cause, you saw, was a little worked up in the paddock and out of the track. Shackelford's Joyce coming off the layoff. He is one of the only horses, the only one.
Let's go.
No sé, la lectura,